Hi, friends. It's Allison. Welcome back to AJ's Inspired Life. Welcome to making a journal. I am way behind. It is like the 8th of March, I think, and I don't have a journal yet for March. This is the vision. I have I bought this pillow a while ago and I hauled it for you guys. I just took off the tag. It is from Goodwill. It was marked $2.99. I would assume it was probably the color of the day, maybe. It could have been less than $3. If not, it was $3. Okay. I knew when I bought it, I wanted to use it for a journal. And and I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm going to be really honest. So I have already chosen some paper to use, but we got to figure this situation out first. So I don't know how much of this I'll do, with you or not. I don't know. Okay, this pillow is like not a zippered pillow. It's definitely sewn and then hand sewn right here to close it. It is filled with like poly fiber, like whatever inside. And I'm not too sure the best way to get into this. My first thought is come in from the end and pull out the stuffing and do it this way. Obviously, the other option is to go in from the bottom, and I guess that's what we'll do. I guess that's what we'll do. So let me get a good pair of scissors out here, and let's just, make chaos together, shall we? I mean, my thought is if I do this seam, it's less to sew, right? It's less, and because I don't really sew, like, it's going to look like this. If I do sew it, we're going to have to stitch it, from the outside. If I sew it, we could definitely hand sew it. I don't know. And again, I don't know how much of this I'm going to do with you. So, because my sewing machine's in a different room. So I might have to, this is just like the initial incision. What do we do? Like, I'm just trying to think. I'm also curious. These are just sewn in here. Well, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go in. I'm going to start. I could have brought my little seam ripper down here. You guys, my husband is so cute. So I have a very old little sewing box that was my mom's. I don't even know for how long. It's like literally from the 50s. It's like kind of plastic quilted. I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but anyway, I've had it forever and it's old and janky and I love it and it has my heart. But anyway, the little plastic tray and it's broken, like all, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I've had a seam ripper in there, like the same seam ripper, at least for my life of sewing. I don't know, at least for 30 years probably. And so he bought this shirt and he wanted to remove some stuff, some patches from it and rip out some seams and whatever and use it and blah, blah, blah. So he was up at the TV. He lost the seam ripper. That's the cliff notes of it. And so he ordered like a new whole little sewing kit online and he's so stinking cute up with his little seam rippers. So we have like 4 now. Okay, there it is. I'm trying not to aggravate this corner, okay, because you can see it is just definitely sewn in there. Okay, so here's all this polyfill. I should have maybe, so I don't think I can stuff this journal just from this hole. Now, what I could have done, here is a bag right here. I don't have any use for this fiber that I know of, but I do have this Buc-ee's bag right here. I'm going to just try to do this because I don't know if I'm going to need this fiber, not for this journal, like for something else. I can't imagine I would, honestly. I'm smelling it. Yeah. It does not smell at all. It's totally clean. I mean, I guess I could restuff another pillow with it, I guess is my thought. We'll see. we will delay that. Okay, so see, it's coming undone, which is okay. We will delay that decision for later, and we'll just leave it in this bag for now. But I hate to waste it is my first thought. My second thought is I don't have a project that I absolutely need it for right now. My third thought as I'm doing this is, but no, that was not a good thought. I was like, do we leave some of it in here? That would be kind of fun, but no. Okay, so we're going to take out the stuffing and put in, you guys, today is, today's the day the clocks spring forward where we live. If you're new here, welcome. If not, you know my thoughts on that. Make it end. Stop the insanity. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now we have a Buc-ee's bag. Look at how fat that is. And it's like way bigger than that pillow. I still haven't quite figured out what I want to use this Buc-ee's bag for. So I had to save it because I'd never been before. And, but I didn't put it in my journal. So I have this lovely bag of fluff now that I literally don't know where it goes. I'm tossing it to the other side of my room to take out to maybe put with my sewing stuff. Okay, so here is what we have left, or, you know. Okay, now my thought was, I have a pile of just stuff. My thought was I would use, you know, like a packing envelope in here. This one I think fits better, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. So let's see if this, I don't know if I need it maybe as fluffy as I thought maybe I did. Fluffy may not be the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. So this is closer, like, but it's still not wide enough. Let me see what you see. Let me see where I have you. Whoops, sorry. Okay, bottom of the box you can see. So, you know, if we slip this in here, we have lots of room up here that's kind of not accounted for, which is fine. Like we could, you know, in theory, just make this the cover. It could just be this. But I don't think that's what I want. I think I want kind of this, a little bit of, you know, thickness to it. So this is my second choice, which is obviously wider and would give us the room. So let's go ahead and cut this guy down. I'm just eyeballing that. It doesn't have to be anywhere close to perfect or measured. Okay, recycle. Oh my gosh, you guys, I took out 3 boxes of trash. I probably need to actually take another little piece off of that because it definitely needs to fit inside. Okay. Yeah. So the question is, and that's fine that it's thinner here. Yeah. So let's use this one. Let's just cut us a piece. And measure it this way. Okay, I don't envision us needing this piece. So we're going to put that also in recycle. Okay, so here we have, yeah. The question is, can I get this in here without, you know, unripping the entire thing? And, you know, we'll just see. We'll just see. Gotta move stuff on my desk. Okay. Not like stuffing pillows isn't hard enough half the time. Do you guys just fight with your pillows sometimes? Like, we have to talk to them very sweetly and say, you know, you fit in here, this pillowcase and pillow after we do laundry or whatever. It's like, you know, you're going on this pillow. Or the duvet cover over my duvet. Oh my gosh. Okay. It is. It's like a giant, it's like a little mini duvet, not a giant duvet. Okay. Could that work? It could. It can. It will. Oh my gosh. I kind of love it. Now, the question is, do I need to sew this? Do I want to sew this? Do we want to hand sew it? Do we want to machine sew it? You know, all of that. So I think I want to machine sew it just for integrity. I also want to make sure this guy is in here. I'm not going to adhere that or anything inside of there. I mean, we certainly could to make it kind of stay, but I think it's like long enough, like it's big enough. It's not going to ooch around too much or anything. I think it's it's perfect. Okay, now, so I think I'm going to sew this on a machine, so I'll do that off camera. So that being said, that's going to be our journal cover. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. However, we now have a very interesting issue. This is a very big journal for me. I'm going to save this. It goes back in my junk journaling bag of like covers and whatnot. This is a big journal. This is a big journal. Now, the issue is I chose papers. I chose my stack of papers that's 12 by 12. And those papers are nowhere near long enough. Unless we're going to, you know, tape them together type thing and make bigger pages, right? Like if I taped two together to make the actual page, that would allow us, you know, to have enough. It would give us some flips. It would give us like all of that. Ironically, and I know I also say this every year, March and April are normally my very small journal months, like simple journals. I think I'm a little tired at this time of the month. I think things, or time of the year, I don't know. This is a big journal. So we have a few options. I could definitely cut it down. Like I could cut, since I'm going to sew it anyway, I could cut, I'm not going to mess with this. I'm just not, that's not what I want to do. So I would cut a section out of the middle, quite honestly, and resew it, which I don't think I want to do as well. I'm wondering if we want to make a different kind of journal. And what if I put eyelets in it like right here this way and it flipped open like this? And then we would we still wouldn't have enough. I mean, I'd still have to do something different with the paper. And I don't know if I can get like an eyelet through all of this plus all the paper, to be honest, but that would look kind of cool if we had eyelets here, like a binding, like if it had, I don't know, like how to tell you what I'm thinking. Like if it had, not this, but like this part and then holes here, and it would only open, you know, this far. It would open kind of like that. But still, we are way over our limit. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm not too sure what I want to do. I'm liking this. It's very big. My other thought is I always do a double page layout. So, okay, I'm going back to like, let's go ahead and put some papers together, right, to make paper, which sounds crazy, I know. And I always do a double page spread. And maybe this month we don't, which would cut our need for paper in half, which seems bananas because I already chose 16. What would you do? What would you do? And I mean, because, okay, let's just get a measurement so I know what I'm talking about. Because when I say it's big, it's big. It's 9 by 9. Oh, it's not. It's 9 by almost 10. 9 by 10. Woo. She fat already. All right. Little ruler, you need to go back in your spot. I don't feel like today's the day you want to argue with me. Okay. Knowing that we're going to have lots of flip outs, I'm going to cut some paper because I don't want it just this wide with all of this extra. I don't think I want all of this just as extra. Although we could put a like tie in the middle there and leave that seam flat, and then it would be big. Because I'm not too sure I want to. And I did choose all 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper this time. I didn't choose any ledger paper, any wallpaper, anything bigger, longer, nothing. I did choose all. If we were to make bigger paper, we would, adjust them differently. And that would almost be like a flip in. They'd all be different sizes. So, all right, let's do that. Let's glue some paper together. Let me show you what I chose so far, and I will go choose some more. We'll start the process together, and I will finish it and come back. Okay, let me show you what I chose so far. So and I chose a lot of these out of the same scrapbook pad, so they're nice and thin. Some of them are thick. I tried to choose thin paper, and which is where I'll go back and get more. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a lot for me. I chose all green mostly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is one of my favorite pieces. This was actually a cover for a journal a couple times. 9. This is very thick, like watercolor, almost cardstock. 9, 10, 11. That one's two-sided. 12. Oops. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now, if we're going to double these, if we need 2 pages, I bet you we have enough to Frankenstein some of this paper. Okay, let's get our creative brain going. I'm going to choose my other paper cutter because the one I want to use doesn't have a measuring tool on it. All right, this guy was 9 this way, which means we need 18, correct? Yeah. All right, so let's do that. This is 12. So we need some of these papers to be 6, right? So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Let's start with that. Some of these we're just going to cut in half. Now I could fold them and cut them, which might be easier because this is not my favorite cutter. But we're not going to throw it out because, you know, it's a cool concept of a cutter. It has a light on it, which doesn't work right now because the battery's out, I guess. And you can change these blades. So instead of a straight cut, you could do a crinkle cut or something. I just don't particularly care for the arm on it, or I wish it had a bigger platform and a couple other things. They didn't ask me to consult on the design of it, so, you know, it is what it is. Much like a lot of things in my life, people don't, you know, consult me on my opinion before they... I am also concerned, if you can see this arm wiggling, that's my issue with this cutter. It sometimes is not perfectly straight because it has a lot of give to it. And whatever. I could just fold it, I think might be the better way to do this. So I'm also trying to line it up down here at the bottom, if you can see this arm right here. But as I do that, this one moves up. I realize I'm just kind of like crowded on my desk here. God knows if I moved some of my stuff, it might help. Here we go. Whoops. All right, let's try that as an idea first before we get too deep into this. Okay, this is 12. I'm gonna like literally Frankenstein some. What is that word? Frankenstein. I mean, I know the word, but like Frankenstein some of this. I'm gonna put like the pattern on half, as opposed to all white, right? Because some of these are not going to line up, right? So I'm going to actually do it this way. And we can do a few things. I mean, I think let's start with some Scotch tape or clear tape, whatever brand you have. And I would, please excuse my janky thing. My thumbnail is so raw. Oh, and I can't stop like hitting it, hurting it. It's literally down to the quick. And even stuff like this is just so painful. I feel like such a wuss, but like, okay. I'm going to try that on this one. I think I'm going to do some masking tape on others. I think the masking tape is fun, and it, instead of trying to like hide this it would actually like accentuate it, I guess is what I'm saying. So, okay, now we have this 18-inch long piece of paper that's still 10, I'm sorry, which is still 12 long, but we need it to be 10. So we could definitely fold up. I don't think I want to do that because that's not a great fold in terms of a pocket or anything like that. And we're going to have enough paper to play with. So let's see if the math is right on this. Now look, if I'm going to square up these corners, the page is not going to match. So I'm going to square up this green piece, and this piece will just not be square. And that's fine. We're going to have to do some cuts. We might do some punches, whatever else on it. Yeah, let's see what we think. Okay, so we're too wide already, so we need to cut some of these down. We could overlap the paper is probably what I'll do, or we could just, like I said, cut some of these with decorative scissors or punches. But I think I'll overlap that paper. And again, we're 10 this way. Yes, close to 10, not quite 10. So let's cut these down to 9. All right, let's cut these down to 9. All right, so this will just take, patience. Let's get our cut here so it's at least where we want it this way. Okay, I'm going to cut these to 8.5 is what I'll do to make sure that they fit. Do you see how it's not straight though? It's really annoying. Not that it's really going to matter inside the book, but it is annoying. And then what did we say here? Let's do 9.5 this way as well. Now, that's actually more of a fold than I thought. So if we wanted to use that as a fold up, we could. All right, let's double check real quick. That's going to put us right where we want it. And we're at 9.5 by 9.5 for all. Oh, no, we're not. We're at 8.5 by 9.5. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to, I don't know. Do you want to hang out while I do this? Where are we at? 27 minutes? I don't know. Let's, I guess let's make some more paper. I got to get some more paper. I'm going to fold these is what I'm going to do. And I have to decide if out of these, which ones I want to leave whole. So this one I'll leave whole. This one we'll leave whole. This one we can cut. This one we can cut. I don't think many of these have a picture that matters. I do think I'd like to cut the thinner ones and not cut the thicker ones. This one can definitely be cut. This one we might leave as a whole just because it's two-sided. Yep, we can cut all of these. Okay. So, does that do the math? Does that do the math? Let's, these I'm going to keep whole, so we will glue these first. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So this one, that's actually very pretty together. See how that kind of flows? But like something else maybe wouldn't as much. I don't know. So, don't even need a cutter. Don't even need a cutter. Now, the other thing we could do is we could glue them to overlap, right? Because we don't need the whole thing. So we could try that as well. Should we try that on some of these? I'm not too sure I want to use liquid glue is my issue. And we could definitely tape it as well. I don't think I want to tape it though. Double side tape it. I don't think I want to do that. Is this a working glue stick? Sure. Let's try gluing this one. Because we're not working with exact measurements and whatnot, it's fine to play around. So let's just glue this one like that. Again, we could just come back with washi or whatever we want, you know, when it's in the journal, okay? Now, this one, I want to cut off this part of my paper, not the bottom part, because that's going to take off the bird. So this one we're going to take off from the top, if you will. Okay. Yeah, that's actually really pretty. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. I guess I want to make all the cuts at the same time. Okay, let's cut at all the same time. So let's glue. This one is not my favorite piece, and I chose it because it's not my favorite piece, because when else am I going to use it? Right, right. So I'm tempted to try and match some of these. You see how I'm already getting picky over what goes where. And if I were to flip it, it would just be white. And that might be easier. So let's do that. Let's put the glue on this side this time. And we could have done it this way too, but we'll glue it that way. Okay. Now this one's the same kind of deal. I'm going to cut off the top as opposed to the bottom when we decide to cut this, okay? All right. Here is our next piece. So here are some sheets like that I want. These are the sheets I want to keep because they're super thick, right? So this is a hard one to match. I'm definitely going to do it white on the other side. And this one's fun because it's non-directional on both pieces, completely non-directional. So what do I mean by that? I keep orienting these like kind of, if you will, on my side here. This one being completely non-directional, like could easily go this way and give us this. You know, it doesn't matter which way this goes at all. So we can decide what we need in our book. Okay, here is a sheet. This one is just stunning. This paper is gorgeous, but again, it doesn't match like any of these that I want to cut necessarily. So, right? I mean, the closest might be like that, but still no, right? So, whoops, now they're falling. Now they're falling. So same deal. I'm going to, I'm liking the glue as opposed to the tape. I just hope it sticks. I really love this piece of paper, actually, this one here. I think it's really pretty. Okay. And again, we'll come back in and cut these edges because we are clearly, well, we're at 8.5. So this is helping. Overlapping them like this is helping. So we won't have too much to do there. And we can decide on this one which one to cut up. Or we do have the option, because we're going to to make these a little bit shorter to make a, a flip up like this. And we don't have to keep both the flip ups. We could cut it right here and just keep one. So if we wanted that to be our page, we could easily do that. So I'll just fold it like that for now. Let's get our next piece of kind of cardstock that we want. Now some of these are going to make my heart skip a beat because I can't, like, this makes me bleh. But let's see, this would be the closest. Like, I like this plain with this, not that it has to match because, but still I can't in good conscience. Like, I can't, my brain is like, absolutely not. Don't you do it. If I wanted to, yeah. I guess it's this one. Oh, it is definitely not this one. Okay. This was one of the ones we were going to use the full sheet. All right. I hear you. I hear you. Let's do, eek, eek. I can't do it. And the crazy part is, obviously, like, so much of these journals, you don't even see the paper when we're done, right? So, there is also, like, do we put the white over the rainbow, or do we, and I'm tempted to do it this way still. So we'll do it this way. And again, it's nice that these aren't oriented really, because I can kind of choose which way fits best when we put the journal together. All right. So there's that. Now the other thing, oh, we don't have a lot of room on the edge actually anymore, do we? Yeah, we're pretty close to where we want to be. That measurement of the glue stick is actually working out fairly well. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. What is next? Where's that sheet I wanted to use but didn't because it was two-sided? Where are you, friend? Where are you? Let's use you. This one's not too bad actually, because it will work. It will work. So if we put it this way, it'll be white with that. It's perfect. Okay. We're going to have to get a new glue stick out here. Okay. We'll do that. And fold. I don't know what the hesitation this month has been for me, honestly. I don't know why it's taken me this long to, well, I mean, like, besides time and like energy and all that we've talked about, I really have been like even contemplating, do I make a journal this month? But I was like, girl, you better get down there and make a journal. You've been holding on to that green pillow this whole time. And so, and I have a box full, not box, but like, my container thing of daily ephemera to put in my journal. I still think about my journal every day. And that is where, using a pre-made journal or something, like, I can tell you just looking, and I do discuss that. I think every year it's the same discussion, but like, using a pre-done journal is a nice way to go. And I did contemplate it this month. I did. However, like I said, I have been saving that pillowcase since I found it to use in March. And so, the other thing I thought about is just using all white paper, like out of one of my drawing pads or whatever. But I always have the same argument in my brain with myself. And that's like, girl, if you don't use this green paper now, when are you going to use it? Fair point. Fair point. So hence here we are making another journal, and it just takes some time is all it does. What I will probably do is finish it without you and, turn on a movie or whatever and just get it done. So you'll get the premise of it. Here's my sad little glue stick. Let's get another one. I'm going to go ahead and use the same type of glue. This glue stick is pretty good. I will cap it and put it upside down. That tells me that it is ready to be dug out because that glue is not all done in there. So I will do that at another time. Do we care? Oops, I got glue, schmutz. All right. All right, there's another sheet. All right, we are almost. These are actually ones that I can all have. So let me do a count so I have my brain working, because this is new math for me, like Common Core math. I don't know. Let's see where we're at. This is a big journal, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I think it's the same counting, even though, because we're making paper, right? Look how fat it's going to be, though, you guys. Yeah. So I think if each of these was a piece of paper, I would still need 16, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we're only halfway through the month, and look how fat it is already. So I'm going to go choose some more paper, because this is what I have left. So I'll keep making paper and cut it down. I might bring you back for binding it. If not, I'll bring you back for like adding my numbers and whatever in it. Okay. So I'm going to continue to make paper, or piece this paper together so it fits into what I need. And then I can tell you right now, I was going to go pull some like more of like this, and I'm absolutely not doing that. It is so thick. You can see right here. I can also tell you I'm not going to make this the flip up page. It is so bulky. It is like so thick. So I am going to go pull more of this really thin scrapbooking paper from that pad to make the rest of the pages. Okay. So this will be part 1 of making my March journal, but I do have my brain wrapped around it. Hi, love. I do have my brain wrapped around it and what we're doing. So it's going to be gorgeous. Okay. First of all, she's going to be beautiful. And all green pretty much. The rainbow, will go on like the 17th, but, yeah, she's going to be beautiful, but we got to get more paper made to get her where she needs to be in terms of now, or we don't. The other option could be just to do a page a day over here. And that is something I need to have a conversation with myself about. I don't know if I've ever done that. I'm sure I have. I'm sure when I first started, I used to do that. I probably am looking up at my journals from like 2017 or 2019, it looks like. But that could actually be another option. I think this might be plenty of room to journal. These are big pages. So maybe I will reconsider that, and maybe we are actually then close to the amount of pages we need. So that may be where I land as well. Let me think about that. I'll bring you back. Thanks for being here, you guys. Let me know what you're doing for March. Have you ever used a pillowcase as a journal cover? Let me know that too. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. And I hope you find something today that inspires you. Take care.